The WWE's massive plans for Roman Reigns, the Wyatt Sicks' behavior after WWE debut was totally wrong. The WWE is punishing Cody Rhodes' brother for his relationship with Tony Khan. Triple H is the only reason for WWE working with TNA. Multiple WWE figures are beyond frustrated with moments involving Nia Jax and Logan Paul. Alexa Bliss shows off her new looks amid WWE return plans. LA Knight needs the right help. The Bloodline finally reacts after assaulting Paul Heyman, the Bloodline's new Wiseman. Let's dive right in. The Wyatt Sicks' behavior after WWE debut was totally wrong. The Wyatt Sicks recently posed for a picture with a fan at a restaurant, prompting debates about whether WWE's newest faction should always remain in character. Sportskeeda Wrestling's Bill Apter, Mac Davis, and Teddy Long are the latest names in the wrestling business to give their thoughts on the kayfabe-breaking image. Led by Bo Dallas's Uncle Howdy character, the Wyatt Sicks also consists of Dexter Lumis, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, and Nikki Cross. The horror-themed stable made its eerie debut on the June 17th episode of Raw. WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry criticized the Wyatt Sicks on Busted Open, claiming they disrespected the wrestling business. On Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Time Machine, legendary reporter Bill Apter agreed with Henry's remarks. To me, that was totally wrong. I'm still old school that way, that if a guy has a gimmick, like the Wyatt Sicks go to a Whataburger, and they're like just kind of hanging out and nice to the fans, it takes that whole thing away. Apter believes the faction should protect their characters like the original Sheik did when he performed as a bad guy many decades ago. I mean, I remember when I used to travel with the original Sheikh, Ed Farhat, and we'd go to a restaurant with Ernie Roth, Abdullah Farouk, the Grand Wizard, afterwards, and Sheikh, when he'd see fans coming in, he would eat with the food coming out of his mouth. He stayed in the gimmick. I want to see a return to staying in the gimmick. Apter added that the Wyatt Sicks should go to a restaurant drive-thru in the future to avoid interacting with fans after shows. The WWE is set to punish a former Intercontinental champion for his relationship with Tony Khan. Hall of Famer Jim Ross recently claimed that a former Intercontinental champion may not get his due in WWE because of his relationship with AEW president Tony Khan. The talent in question is Dustin Rhodes. The Natural has had an illustrious career in the pro wrestling business, winning multiple titles across various promotions. In WWE alone, the 55-year-old has won 13 titles overall and been a part of some of the top storylines in the company. Rhodes jumped ship to AEW in 2019 and has played a major role in Tony Khan's promotion. While speaking on a recent edition of The Grilling Jr., Jim Ross said that Dustin Rhodes deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Famer, without a doubt. However, the Natural's relationship with Tony Khan could prove problematic in receiving accolades from the global juggernaut. He's a Hall of Famer, without a doubt. I wonder if he'll ever be enshrined in the WWE Hall of Fame. He deserves it, but because of his relationship with Tony Khan and AEW, which is well-deserved, it may never happen, and that's unfortunate. I feel close to him. I feel a kinship to him still today, and it's growing because I'm so proud of the fact that he's not dependent on drugs and alcohol. He saved his life. There's no way that Dustin would have been alive today if he had not made those changes. Triple H is the only reason for WWE working with TNA. Many believe Triple H has been steering WWE in the right direction ever since taking over creative control of the company. A former champion recently opened up about Hunter's impact on the Stamford-based wrestling promotion. Triple H has been doing a fine job at building big storylines and superstars. He has done a lot for the company both on and off screen to ensure that fans get back into the product. WWE's latest partnership with TNA has seen stars from both promotions get a good rub. This has gone down well with many in the industry, including former NXT Tag Team Champion Eric Young. Speaking with Brass Ring Media, Young noted that Triple H has been a game changer both on and off the screen. He added that the partnership with WWE and TNA is just the tip of the iceberg, and there is a lot to come. Hunter is a genius, you know. It's the reason the WWE is as good as it is right now. It's because of him. And it starts with him and ends with him. You know, obviously it's not one person. There's a million super talented people pulling the rope just like there is at AEW, just like there is at TNA. But the partnership right now, it's the tip of the iceberg, and there's no telling where it could end up, said Young. Joe Hendry and Jordynne Grace are two of the TNA stars who have already benefited a lot from the new partnership. Meanwhile, a few NXT stars have gotten title opportunities in TNA to gain more fans. Several changes have taken place in the company over the past year after Vince McMahon stepped down from his role. TKO's takeover of the company has also proven to be fruitful. Fans are waiting for WWE to switch to the Netflix network on January 1st, 2025, as the company can produce some bigger segments on the platform. The Wyatt Sicks could be among the stars who greatly benefit from the move. Meanwhile, Triple H and Nick Khan have also changed the production of the action that takes place every week. It has added a new dimension to the product and has helped make better clips for social media. All the changes have been welcomed by fans and critics who seem to be enjoying the new way things are being done. It could help the company and its superstars grow in the coming years. Massive backstage reaction to WWE SmackDown's success. WWE SmackDown has been doing well in recent months. New details have come to light regarding the success of the blue brand. Since the Bloodline line began, WWE SmackDown has been doing quite well. On some weeks, the whole show has revolved around the Bloodline, with about half the show dedicated to the group. The Bloodline has also been successful in putting on consistent performances due to their controversy. Last week, SmackDown took place in one of the most well-known arenas in the world, Madison Square Garden. As expected, the show kicked off with the Bloodline, who got into a brawl with Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. The show ended with the group putting Paul Heyman through a table. Throughout the show, the fans were amazing as they continued to remain on their feet and cheer for their favorite WWE superstar. According to reports from Fightful Select, WWE was over the moon about the reception they received for last week's Friday night show in MSG. Last week on the Blue brand, WWE announced a Bloodline acknowledgement ceremony. During this segment, Solo asked his fellow stablemates to acknowledge him, just like Roman Reigns used to do. Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu had no problem acknowledging Sikoa as their tribal chief. However, when Solo asked Paul Heyman, he refused to do so. An irate Sikoa and the rest of the Bloodline attacked the Wiseman. However, the assault didn't stop there as they dragged Heyman outside the ring and hit a triple powerbomb on him through the announcer's desk to close the show. This has been a long time coming, since Heyman has visibly been happy with the way Solo has been running things in the Bloodline. He even asked CM Punk if he could go with him during their interaction 2 weeks ago. Multiple WWE figures are beyond frustrated with moments involving Nia Jax and Logan Paul. There have been repetitive moments on SmackDown, especially in recent times, involving superstars like The Rock, Nia Jax, and Logan Paul. One longtime talent has reportedly expressed frustration at the situation. The situation involves the black screen that appears on the WWE on Fox broadcasts. While other broadcasts of SmackDown had a black screen when Naomi suffered a wardrobe issue, it has specifically been Fox broadcasts that have notoriously censored audio and went to a black screen for moments that were deemed non-PG. In the final SmackDown of June 2024, there were multiple black screen moments with Nia Jax when a child behind her flipped her off, and also during Logan Paul's appearance when fans had derogatory chants directed at Indiana Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton. Fightful Select recently reported that multiple figures in WWE have been frustrated at the black screen issue as it is out of their hands. One longtime talent, reportedly not on SmackDown, understood fans' frustration when viewing Fox, but also expressed their personal frustration that it appears to be WWE doing the censoring when it's Fox. Fox's deal with WWE for SmackDown ends after 5 years this October, and many fans on social media expressed their happiness over the fact that it is moving back to the USA Network, the current home of Monday Night Raw and a network known to be a little more lenient. Alexa Bliss shows off her new looks amid WWE return plans. Alexa Bliss has been on hiatus from WWE since January 2023, and there have been rumors about her potential return. Bliss recently showed her new look on social media, which could signal a comeback. Bliss initially took a break from wrestling to get treatment for skin cancer before announcing her pregnancy. She gave birth to her daughter, Hendrix Rouge, with her husband Ryan Cabrera on November 27, 2023. Taking to her Instagram stories, the Wicked Witch of WWE shared a new look with her followers. She showed off her messy hair, a trademark of her dark character during her association with Bray Wyatt, with messy mascara. "In my messy hair and mascara era," Bliss wrote. Alexa Bliss's latest WWE appearance was at Royal Rumble 2023, when she unsuccessfully challenged Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. Bliss was also teasing a return to her dark character at that point, following the return of Bray Wyatt. However, Bliss had to take a hiatus and get treatment for skin cancer caused by her frequent use of tanning beds. She also made an appearance in the documentary about the life of Wyatt, who passed away back in August of last year. LA Knight needs the right help. WWE legend Hulk Hogan recently heaped praise on a star in Triple H's roster. According to him, the star in question, LA Knight, only needs a worthy opponent to launch him into the upper echelon of the business. LA Knight has risen through the ranks to become one of the most beloved names in the Stamford-based promotion. Having feuded with top stars like Roman Reigns and AJ Styles, Knight is on his way to crafting a notable career in WWE. Hulk Hogan is also apparently very receptive to the star's talent. Speaking in an interview with Sportskeeda's Bill Apter, Hogan stated, "Yeah, I am just getting on his role. I see there is no holes in his boat. He has got things pretty well covered. It's just getting a program with the right guy, get him over to that next level. He is ready to be watched right now. They need to launch him big time. They just need to find the right opponent for him." The Bloodline finally reacts after assaulting Paul Heyman. A Bloodline member has issued his first message after the brutal attack on Paul Heyman at the hands of the stable on last week's episode of WWE Smackdown. The person in question is Tonga Loa, who, along with his stablemates, left the Madison Square Garden crowd stunned by their heinous actions. After weeks of simmering tensions between Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa, things finally exploded last Friday when the Wiseman refused to acknowledge the latter as his tribal chief. As expected, Sikoa didn't take kindly to this and took out the WWE Hall of Famer with a Samoan spike. If this wasn't enough, the Bloodline laid down Heyman with a powerbomb through the announcer's table. It remains to be seen if this turn of events results in Heyman being off TV in the coming weeks. Amid this, Tonga Loa has taken to Instagram to share his first message following the shocking events on WWE Smackdown. He shared a backstage picture of himself with Tama Tonga, Solo Sikoa, and Jacob Fatu, the Bloodline's new Wiseman. Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman have been at loggerheads for quite some time. However, things took a deadly turn last week on SmackDown when the Enforcer turned his back on the Wiseman and launched a brutal assault on the latter. With Heyman being kicked out of the Bloodline, there's a good possibility that Sikoa might introduce a new member to the faction to fill the void. The new tribal chief could pull off a huge shocker and bring a prominent WWE legend as the new Wiseman of the Bloodline. The name in question is Eric Bischoff. For those unaware, Bischoff has a long history with Heyman. Their rivalry dates back to the WCW-ECW days, when both wrestling promotions were at loggerheads. Therefore, to rub salt in Paul Heyman's wounds, Solo Sikoa could bring the former WCW head honcho to the Bloodline and appoint him as the Wiseman. In addition to accentuating the power struggle between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, it would also pit two former rivals, Heyman and Bischoff, against one another and add another layer to the ongoing saga. Therefore, the Bloodline saga could evolve multidimensionally, with the storyline transcending new heights. This will also unravel a new chapter in the ongoing storyline in case it happens. Hence, Sikoa could shock the WWE Universe by bringing Eric Bischoff to the heel faction as Paul Heyman's replacement. However, this is just speculation as of now, and it remains to be seen how things shape up in the coming weeks, especially after the Bloodline's attack on the Wiseman. Solo Sikoa has been acting as the interim leader of the Bloodline in Roman Reigns' absence. For weeks, he has been pretending to be working for the former undisputed WWE Universal Champion. However, it looks like Sikoa has officially taken control of the heel faction. With his attack on Paul Heyman last week on SmackDown, the 33-year-old star has made his intentions clear. Moreover, Solo has established himself as the new tribal chief, as he recently wore the Samoan necklace, Ula Fala, that Roman Reigns used to wear. This indicates that Solo Sikoa has officially ended his association with Reigns, now that he has formed a new version of the Bloodline. There's a good possibility that he could call out Reigns publicly on SmackDown in the coming weeks, heralding a civil war. Sikoa could officially lay out a challenge to the former undisputed WWE Universal Champion, which could ultimately lead to the much-anticipated return of Roman Reigns. The WWE's massive plans for Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns' return to WWE might see a huge plan come to fruition. A report has emerged about what he's supposed to do upon his return to the company. At WrestleMania 40, after holding the WWE title for 1,216 days, Reigns lost to Cody Rhodes. It was a chaotic ending with the Bloodline facing down the likes of The Undertaker, John Cena, Seth Rollins, and Jey Uso, who all came to the aid of Rhodes to even the numbers game. Unfortunately for Reigns, it was not enough, and he lost the title. Since then, he has been on a hiatus, although he sent a warning that he was training for a comeback. Since he left, things have been chaotic for the Bloodline on SmackDown. Solo Sikoa immediately took over as the new tribal chief and kicked Jimmy Uso out of the group, with Tama Tonga appearing to take his place. He has also bolstered the ranks after that, adding Tonga Loa and Jacob Fatu as they battle Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens in an ongoing feud. On WWE SmackDown last week, Sikoa attacked Paul Heyman with the rest of the Bloodline, destroying him soon after and putting him through a table. The Wrestling Observer newsletter has reported on the segment, saying that it is leading to a return from Roman Reigns, and WWE's plans at the moment are heading towards a split within the Bloodline. The report stated that it would see a Roman Reigns-led Bloodline face a Sikoa-led Bloodline. Except for a planned attack on Heyman that led to the manager betraying Brock Lesnar later, Roman Reigns has always protected Paul Heyman. Yet within months of his absence from the show, Solo Sikoa has not only disrespected the Bloodline's Wiseman, but also destroyed him for refusing to acknowledge him. Fans expect this to play a major role in Reigns' comeback to WWE, and it appears that the reports for his return indicate the same.